Hello everyone, and welcome back to Semi Control Chaos, and I can honestly say I've never felt worse about being kinda right. In my previous video that was getting pretty straight down the line, thumbs up and thumbs down, as will the end of Season 5 and the series overall be disappointing, and I have to say I think the video was fairly accurate and it was kind of disappointing. But I know a lot of you are feeling kind of down. I'm kind of down. I just watched the episode today, and honestly, I'm disappointed. I am. I feel that they started the new season up, and it was great, and then about halfway through, it just started tapering off and getting kind of lackluster, I suppose, at times. But I'm here today to share a little sliver of hope that I kind of noticed while watching the last episode. And what I'm going to allude to is this might not be the end. They did say they were going to leave it off. I remember Gendy mentioning one time. Shut up, phone. I remember Gendy mentioning at one point alternate universes and timelines and everything else. Well, I think he may have done just that, and I'm going to share things I've noticed as to why I think he did this. So, the first thing I noticed was the return of the Spartans, and particularly the Spartan King. Now, the last time we saw him, it was in the episode Jack and the Spartans. I think it was back in season 2. After Jack saved the king's life, they jump forward and they just jumped forward in time, and they didn't tell you how far they jumped in time. And he was an old man. He was on his deathbed. His hair was white. His son was next to him. I'll show the picture in a second. But here in this picture, it's been the 50-year time gap. His son in the episode was late teens, early 20s, so he had to have been in his late 30s to probably mid 40s, somewhere in that range, if not older. So he's pushing late 80s to mid 90s right now, but he looks like he's in his prime. Now you can attribute this to writing errors, you can attribute this to futuristic medicine, magic playoffs, like he found a magic fucking ring that makes him 40 years younger, whatever. But I think it's important to note. Now I know some people might dispute that this is the son. It is not the son, for we see the son here. He does not have a beard. He is more built in the upper arms than his father is, even in the other picture. And his father, I've noticed very particularly in this flash forward, he still remembers Jack. Well, how can he do that if Jack has erased time or killed Aku and basically reset time? You would think all these characters would either not have existed or not remember Jack at all. And I'm going to get back to it later. Just as a side note, I wanted to put this in there because this is what he remembers. He remembers the shield, and you can kind of see in the top that little snake on top of his helmet, which he has in the episode. So it is definitely the king in the shot, and who's leading the army. They didn't show the son. I didn't notice him anyway. He may have been in there, but I did not see him. So the thing I really just immediately noticed when I watched this episode is when they flash back in time to when Jack is sent into the future and the Jack that we've been with for the last 12 years comes back. What happens to this version of Jack when the Jack that we've been watching the story play out through kills Aku? What happens to him? Does he still go through all his adventures somehow with Aku still existing in the future? No, because Aku's dead. So something is going to happen, or will happen, with this Jack if they want to take it further. He's either in limbo, some alternate weird dimension, the God's world, whatever. But this Jack is not, he's not on any timeline. He was thrown into like some alternate universe or timeline or something. He had to have been, because the Jack we've been with took his place in time. And with no Aku in the future, everything would have changed. So Aku's spell would have thrown him who knows where. But I do believe that this will cause time ripples or or just effects in general. And I think that's where they might be able to continue the story, or someone else could if they choose to. They focus on this version of Jack and what happened to him. And because Jack very obviously has killed Aku, Ashi confirmed this in the episode, she began to fade away because she would have never existed. I know some people said she would have disappeared immediately, but I believe time was correcting itself, and in its correcting itself, it sent that version of Jack into that other dimension, universe, reality, whatever you choose to call it. And I think it is a slim ass possibility, but maybe it threw her into the similar pocket universe, dimension, whatever, and they can continue the story from there. Or Jack, that version of Jack, will learn of her existence, try to kill her because she's a spawn of Aku, and the current Jack that's on screen now will hopefully have been spending time trying to figure out how to get Ashi back and stop his prior self. But then there'll be two Jacks, so maybe they can kill each other or come to some conclusion. Or Jack could, I don't know, do some ritual or something to where the other version of himself either disappears, or actually they could do the only example I could think of was in the Mr. Peabody movie where they touch each other and they're warp into one entity real quick, and their memories and their physical being is just kind of corrected. That could be a possibility as well. Then there's the mysterious figure who told Ashi where Jack was. Well, no one knew where Jack was, but she did. The weird hairstyle kind of got me thinking, what happened if the Jack who we knew managed to find Ashi somehow corrected it, and they were living at some point, not in the past and not in the future either, but just some in-between time, and they had a kid, and this is the kid. The pointy hair, horns, or whatever of Aku. The stealth thing because she's hiding where Ashi wouldn't see her as to not affect time anymore. So she's, I'm guessing, been trained or knows how to conceal herself. Probably something Jack or Ashi taught her, if it is her parents. But if not, this could also be someone they met along their travels and entrusted her, or it, or they, or whatever it is they are. I don't know. But could have entrusted them told Ashi where Jack was and save him, thus continuing the timeline, not causing any further gaps. Kind of a Back to the Future scenario the further I get into this, huh? And then there's one more aspect of this that I could throw out there as a possibility. Now I can start to feel the irritation already. I've already harped on this guy before. I've already harped on this flashback and thrown it into a theory video of mine, and didn't turn out right. But because the timeline was basically reset, the Guardian is still alive. Because he said he's been guarding the time portal for eons. Or millennia, whatever. It was longer than Jack was been alive, or the time where Aku threw him into the future. It's been longer than that. So the Guardian's still alive. So actually, come to think about it, all the other portals, if they still existed, would now be accessible to Jack because Aku would have never destroyed them. But this one in particular shows Jack. He's got the beard. He's all angsty and everything. And I believe, hit my mouse again, sorry, that this version of Jack is the one that we've seen, not the alternative universe Jack. Though that is a possibility that it could be that alternative universe Jack. He may have found a way back into the reality that current Jack is in. But this could also be Jack, who he's lost Ashi. He's traveled around. He's angsty again. He's got the beard. He doesn't have guns because he's still in the past. He's kind of got the Greek crown looking thing, because I don't believe that is an Asian crown. I could be very wrong. It looks more like a medieval crown. He's got what appears to be a Norse style fur coat on. He's got a Greek cape. It looks like I would actually go as far as to say might be king of the world at this point. But he's still not satisfied. He wants Ashi back. So what's he going to do? He's all old at this point. He's battle scarred up. He's got much more experience than the first time he fought him. Not only has he killed Aku in this timeline, he's had that 50-year gap from when he fought the Guardian, and however big of a gap from the end of season 5 till this point of experience. I'll round that up to about 100 extra years experience. I think that would be enough for him to finally have the skills to beat the Guardian. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to throw this video out there to kind of, I guess, keep hope alive, basically, at this point. The show has technically come to an end, but Genndy said he left it open for other people to take the show further with alternative universes, timelines, whatever. And I think he's done that. Now, his version of the last season 5, it was good. Like I said, about it till it got halfway through, then I started not liking it as much. I still like the fact that he even went back and revisited the project after over a decade. But I still wish it would have been better. I loved it, and I didn't love it at multiple intervals. But he definitely left the window open, and I just wanted to get that out there, that there is the hope that it'll go further. Seeing how the show has been brought to the attention of a lot of people who didn't even know it even existed, like a lot of younger people and some older people. You know what? It might just continue on in another couple years or months, or who knows. I would suggest going around making a hashtag, like hashtag continue Samurai Jack. Something like that. Get that shit trending. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to put this out there. Kinda keep the troops' morale up. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.